So I just got finished with a project that used 3D printing and subtractive CNC, and I've never used this version of CNC before in my entire life. This is a desktop CNC machine that Makera sent me called the Carvera Air, and they sent it for a review. However, I don't want to just do a review. They market this as a desktop CNC for all creators, and I wanted to find out how true that was. So I'm going to share with you my experiences of setting this thing up, actually learning how to use it for my own projects, and then whether this is something that all makers should actually consider buying. So I'm going to break this down into sections and explain it in a way that if you've never touched CNC before, you'll still be able to follow along. So before moving on, what does this machine even offer? Well, it is a desktop CNC milling machine with a laser engraver and a 4th axis option. What does all that mean? The milling allows you to carve, engrave, and cut materials from softwoods to hardwoods and plastics, all the way up to some metals as well. And then the 4th axis allows you to actually put some of that material between 2 rotating parts and cut all the way around it. Think along the lines of chess pieces and many other things as well. And the laser engraver is pretty self-explanatory, but it is definitely nice to have as an all-in-one. And all of that comes in an enclosed unit, keeping all the materials nice and clean inside, or you can hook up a vacuum to the back of it to suck those materials out as you're actually working. So now you know what the machine offers. Let's talk about the experience as someone who had no idea what they were doing. Starting off with setup and installation. So straight off the bat, the installation and setup of this machine has its ups and its downs. Unboxing it is a great experience. All of the boxes are nicely packed inside the machine, and it is all very easy to follow. Getting this thing set up and plugged in is not going to be an issue. And you'll also immediately notice that the build quality of this machine is ridiculously good. It is insanely sturdy. Nothing feels cheap or flimsy. It is exactly how you would expect it to be for the price point that this machine is at. So setting up the machine physically, piece of cake. It's all done for you. Take it out of the box, plug it in, you're pretty much ready to go. Then you've got connecting it to the computer, downloading the software, and updating the firmware. This is where it gets a bit crazy. So to install the machine to your PC, you need to download USB drivers so that your PC can even recognize the machine as what it is. And then you need to download an older version of a controller, download the firmware through that controller to update the machine, then go back and download a newer version of the controller so you can use the machine. If that sounds like a lot, it's because it is. Ideally, you just download one piece of software. When you install that software, it installs the drivers for the machine. Then when you've done that, it prompts you and says, we need to update firmware for your machine. You do that, and then you're good to go. Also, I had issues with the software recognizing all the other Bluetooth devices on my PC and thinking that's what the machine was. So getting this actually set up to use with Wi-Fi and not have a USB cable running the entire time was a bit of a nightmare. This could definitely be improved and is definitely something that Makera should look at improving. But overall, physically setting up the machine, it's already done for you and absolutely easy. But the installation side definitely could use a little bit of slimlining. So once the machine is set up, getting started with actually using it wasn't that difficult because there's a guide that goes through 4 job examples and will teach you quite a lot along the way. Now, I'm not going to explain every single one of these jobs to save your time, but basically each job will teach you smaller, different important things about the machine, and the more of these you do, the more confident you're going to be. If you know nothing at all like I did when I started, this is exactly where you're going to want to start. From my experience, every time I did this, it would just tell you click this, put this here, do this, and by the time you've done with one of the jobs, you've learned quite a lot. You've seen visually what the machine is going to do for that job. You've also learned a little bit about the software, which we're going to talk about soon. And so the more of these that you actually do, the better off you're going to be. This is a great way that it introduces you to using the machine. And it is definitely a place that if you are completely new to this, you're going to want to start once you set up the machine and everything else is done. So moving on to the software, this is where I thought it was going to go from any maker to not any maker, but actually I was pleasantly surprised that this did make sense and was rather intuitive. There is 2 pieces of software: the controller that controls everything about the machine, and also where you will import files that tells the machine what you want it to do on the job. You'll learn this while you go through some of the example guides as well. However, the other bit is the CAM software. Now, I must say that I have actually seen online people saying that they are very glad that they don't have to use the actual Makera CAM software for this, and apparently you can use other ones as well, but this is the only one I know about and have ever used because it's what came with the machine. However, I actually found it, other than when it crashed all the time, was rather intuitive. It makes sense, and all you need to really know about is 2 separate things. Now, this is for the basics. I know there's going to be way more to talk about with this, but for the basics, you're going to be importing an image, a 2D model or a 3D model, and then you've got the option of certain toolpaths. Now, you'll need to probably do a little bit of research and terminology on what all of these toolpaths actually do and what's best to be used for. I had to spend a decent amount of time looking into this, but then basically once you've got the actual model in there, you'll select which path you want it to do, and then you'll put some settings in and let the machine know all the different tool bits that you're going to be using. Press calculate, and it will then give you a toolpath that you can preview and export and send over to the controller, and then the machine will know what that job is for. It sounds overwhelming, and you are going to have to put some more effort into actually learning how this actually runs and works properly, and you're probably going to run into some speed bumps and be like, I don't know what's going on. But with some effort and practice, you can definitely learn this. The software is rather intuitive, and it does make sense of import your design, calculate the toolpaths, and then export it. That's the basics. There is a hell of a lot more to learn in here though, and I am nowhere near scratching the surface. I know that much. As for my own project, I decided to make a case for a keyboard out of solid wood. Yew wood, to be exact. This definitely isn't a massive job, but it was a lot for me to take on my initial run. What I had to do was design a 3D model for the keyboard in Fusion 360, then import that into the CAM software and have it create a toolpath to cut out the model so that the keyboard could sit in nicely. And this is where 3D printing came into the equation. I actually 3D printed the prototype of the model to make sure the keyboard sat in here nicely before cutting into the wood. I did not want to cut into the wood, put the keyboard in here and find out that it didn't fit. That would have been a nightmare and a complete waste. I then ran into the issue that my stock was pretty much the entire size of the machine, so getting it clamped down was pretty much impossible, so I had to use whatever I could, and duct tape seemed to be the way to go. I don't know if this is something people do or if this is a massive no-no, but I did it all the same. It worked out just fine. The actual cut of the machine did beautifully. Look at this thing, man. It came out looking great. I am shocked at how clean the edges are from one pass. It went around once, it cut out all the inside, and then it was done. I didn't use a second tool to like clean this up or anything. I just used the single bit the whole way through, and it looked great. It did take about 6.5 hours for this job to actually be done. I don't know whether that is a long time or not, but I'm sure you can probably improve on this in the CAM software. Again, the basics, easy enough to follow. Understanding how to do the absolute best optimizing, probably something that's going to take a lot of experience to actually learn. I then flipped over the keyboard case and did a little bit of a laser engrave just to add a bit of personalization, but also because I wanted to make sure that I understood exactly how to put an image in and actually get the laser path out correctly, and it came out beautifully. The keyboard case might not be for everybody, but I love it. I absolutely love yew wood as well, and I had a keyboard laying around that needed the case, so that's what I ended up doing. So back to the initial question of, is this a machine for all makers? Well, I definitely think it could be. If you're someone who already works with 3D printers, you have a bit of experience with 3D modeling and that sort of stuff, you won't really have a massive issue learning the basics of this. Learning it inside out and knowing everything, going to be a big job. But learning how to do simple things like what I did and opening up different doors for projects is absolutely something you're going to be able to learn and do with a bit of effort. It's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but it's absolutely going to be something that you can put a bit of time and effort into, learn how to do it, and transfer those skills over. And if you are considering this sort of thing, then maybe this is the machine for you. I will definitely be incorporating this into my future content and making some really cool projects along the way as I learn and improve my own skills. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and thank you, Makera, for sending me one out.